Real YouTube is talk about Charizard. Charizard isn't the problem here. Okay, in terms of the writing, that was arguably the cleanest ever. I think pretty much everyone should agree with that. Hello everybody, how's it going? I'm your host Wolf, Bonus Wolf, hosting the channel of Bonus Wolf, and today we're going to be talking about something called Charizard. So Charizard is a Pokemon introduced. Charizard is a Pokemon introduced in Generation 1, as I'm sure you know, and you're probably wondering why I am upset about him. Or specifically, I am upset about his inclusion in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So, for those of you unaware, which one is it? This one, maybe? This one, okay. About a week ago, November 8th, a little less than a week ago from when I'm filming this, yeah, Pokemon posted this. So there was another trailer, and they revealed that Charizard take on Terra raid battles together, catch an unrivaled Charizard in Black Crystal. Oh, Black Crystal. That's cool. I actually didn't know that. So basically, this is like special raid boss, whatever. Has a mightiest mark, which is cool, whatever. Appears twice, whatever. Charizard cannot normally be encountered in Paldea. So Charizard's not originally in the Pokedex. This is a Pokemon that's being added specifically for this special raid event. And it has the Terra type of Dragon, which is not the best Terra type for Charizard, but we'll get to that later. What? Editing in my Bonus Wolf video? I know it's a surprise, but I'm working on some really big projects right now, and sponsors like Raid Shadow Legends help make it possible. Raid's got a ton of champions, over 600 now. All of those champions come from unique factions, each with their own history in the world of Teleria. And my favorite faction is the High Elves. Yeah, their backstory's pretty awesome. Their homeland, Aravia, has been around for thousands of years. Surviving the fall of the Lizardmen Empire, helped the humans form into civilizations, and defeated the orcs when they formed a huge horde and attacked the continent. But then, things got twisted when Seroth, the Lord of Darkness, convinced a bunch of elves to go evil and attack the kingdom. The Civil War nearly ended the elves, but Aravia survived, rebuilt, and is now stronger than ever. Absolutely awesome. And this month is huge for Raid. They just released a brand new faction, the Sylvian Watchers, with some amazing champions. Forest Elves, Ents, Druids, Fays, they're all here, and I can't wait to summon them all to play with. And if that's not enough, Raid's got a full lineup of events, along with a new season of the Forge Pass, where you can get your hands on some of the most powerful gear the game has ever seen. Also, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can get your exclusive rewards in Raid right now. This is the best time to get started in Raid. And if you click my link in the description or scan the QR code on your screen, you'll get unique bonuses worth $30. We're talking a free epic champion, Vergus, 200k silver, 1 energy refill and 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard so you can summon awesome champions as soon as you get in game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here, and it's that easy. Just click the link in the description and I'll see you in game. You're probably thinking, Wolf, you're overreacting here. Charizard is not that strong of a Pokemon without access to the things that they've given it. Obviously, Charizard has been very strong over the last couple of generations. Specifically, Generation 6, it was given Mega Charizard X and Y, had a huge impact on the metagame. Generation 7, Mega Charizard X was still like a really good Pokemon for many formats. And then in Generation 8, Charizard was arguably the strongest that it ever has been, and that is because they gave it something called Gigantamax Charizard. They gave it the single best max move in the game. Charizard has the ability Solar Power, which powers up all of its special attacks in the sun to a pretty significant degree at the cost of some of its health. Because Dynamax was doubling its HP, it basically was able to compound that damage output and minimize that HP reduction. It was really powerful. They also gave it the best max move in the game. It also had the second best, it had the best max move in the game, Max Airstream. It had the single best Gigantamax move in the game, Gmax Wildfire. It was overall really broken. Charizard does not have a Mega, and it doesn't uniquely benefit from Terrestrialization. If anything, I guess it can have some value in that it's a fire type with solar power that, like, in the sun, it can do even more damage because, like, Terra Fire does more damage. But the truth of the matter is that, like, that's not that big a deal. So why are we worried? Well, like I said, like I foreshadowed earlier, the problem isn't specifically about Charizard. The problem is what adding Charizard to the game means in terms of other added Pokemon, specifically Venusaur. Now, Venusaur is a Pokemon that I personally believe is just not good, like, for the game's balance. Venusaur, I actually don't think we need a new visual for this. Let's go back to full screen. We don't need to look at Charizard anymore. You can look at me. Venusaur is a Pokemon who has the ability Chlorophyll, which doubles its speed in the sun. It can hit 145 speed with a timid nature. It's base 80. That should be, yeah, base 80 speed stat. Really fast in sun, outspeeds everything that it isn't getting a speed multiplication in sun, and even many things that do. And it has access to the move Sleep Powder. Now, This is just a really unhealthy thing in general, in my opinion. Sleep powder is a really silly move in that sleep is inherently volatile. Just as a status condition, sometimes you'll put a Pokemon to sleep, it'll sleep for one turn, it'll wake up, and on the other end, sometimes it'll sleep for 3 turns and then it will wake up. And so it ends up being a pretty wide spectrum, and it's not sleep isn't inherently it's not fun to play against. It has counterplay. But the thing is that a lot of the Pokemon that can put you to sleep are balanced in that they are slow. So Pokemon like Amoonguss, Breloom, Smeargle. Breloom and Smeargle are mid speed, but they're not so fast, right? Amoonguss is slow. I'm sure I'm forgetting some as well. Butterfree, which is a more accurate sleep powder user thanks to Compound Eyes, is faster. It's like around mid speed. Having a Pokemon that basically has priority sleep powder is just it's not healthy for the state of the game because there's a lot it eliminates a lot of the counterplay by being so fast that you can't outspeed it. And on top of that, sleep powder is a really degenerate move in my opinion because it is so inaccurate. It's only 75% accurate, and the thing is that it's such a high impact move that many players will just like stake their like they're like, okay, like click the sleep pad. If I hit the sleep powder, I win. If I miss, I lose. And there have been like many players who are willing to take that gamble, and 3/4 of the time that gamble pays off and they're in good shape. But a quarter of the time it doesn't work out, and it's like they just lose the tournament because of it. And I don't think it promotes healthy gameplay. I think it's very difficult to have good counterplay too. I don't think that Venusaur is likely to ever win a world championship. At least not it's like with the sleep powder set. I should say. But it's really annoying. It's really difficult to plan for, and it doesn't. It's not healthy. It doesn't have a lot of good counterplay, and it just adds so much. Pokemon is already a game with a high amount of variance, and so adding a Pokemon that is kind of a variant spot in the first place, in my opinion, is not super healthy. So the problem is that because Game Freak is adding Charizard to the game, it's likely only a matter of time until Blastoise and Venusaur are added as well. I don't know how often it is that Pokemon exist only like without their like that starter Pokemon are in games without their other starter Pokemon, but I would guess that it's pretty rare. Like, I mean, I know I really can't think of any off the top of my head that has happened. That also, by the way, not this isn't the topic of this video, but we know the that Legends Arceus Pokemon can be transferred into Scarlet and Violet, and that is concerning because Deki Dewey is this a starter from Generation 7, Alola, which is Incineroar's region. So basically, I think the other this isn't just like me being like I guess it's all kind of subjective, but in my opinion, I think this is kind of generally shared. We didn't get to see this play out fully because of how things happened with Sword and Shield and the pandemic and stuff, but basically the general consensus is that there was a turning point in Sword and Shield's early meta around series 6, 5, somewhere around there, 4. I don't remember exactly when it happened, but basically a bunch of new Pokemon were added to the game. Actually, no, the way that Sword and Shield's early meta worked was that they were gradually rolling out Gigantamax forms, occasionally adding a Pokemon or two. And there was one series in particular where both Incineroar and Venusaur were added at the same time, and it just flipped things on its head. Like those two Pokemon are so influential, Incineroar in particular, but Venusaur is bad as well, that it just like changed the entire way the game was played. And I was really looking forward to Scarlet and Violet. I didn't know, but I was like, there's no way they add Incineroar to this game, and I'm hoping that they don't add Venusaur as well, because they're in my opinion the two most unhealthy, toxic, just like not they're the least fun starter Pokemon in my opinion. That's opinion based. That's just my opinion. Let it be known. Let the record show. And so to see Charizard being added, it's like not doomed yet, but it's a lot of copium. You know what I mean? Like if Charizard is added, it's very likely that Venusaur will be added as well. So it's just an unfortunate reality. You know what I mean? Like it's not surprising that they're adding those Kanto starters, but it's not great. I don't think the Venusaur uniquely benefits from terrestrialization. Like that's not specifically the worry. I'm not like, oh, it's like Dracovish, for example, or Kyogre. Like these are Pokemon that could be super dumb with terrestrialization. It's not like that. Although I will say that it is worth noting that like of many starter Pokemon, I think Venusaur is uniquely positioned because it's always used on Sun teams, almost always, but pretty much always used on Sun teams. And Terra Fire on grass types is surprisingly good synergy. Like you are able to hit like grass and steel, and fire is weak to water and rock and ground, and your grass moves already hit those, so it's like pretty good synergy already. And Venusaur gets a 100 base power move in Weather Ball times 1.5 for sun damage, times another 50% for terrestrialization. Like a Pokemon that has like sleep powder, grass move, fire move, can run earth or poison moves as well. Excuse me, I managed to hit the mute button in time, so that's why you didn't hear anything, because I'm still a gamer even when I'm sneezing. But yeah, basically, like, it's probably not going to be fun to play against it when it can terrestrialize, when you consider that, like, many of the Pokemon that can be used to check Venusaur, like, I don't know, can still have trouble with Sun Boosted Stab Weather Ball plus Sleep Powder. I don't know. I'm just worried. Okay, and it's not that it's doomed, but it is worrying to me personally as someone who plays a lot of competitive Pokemon. So let me know what you all think in the comments. I mean, obviously, it's not. We haven't confirmed Venusaur yet, but it just. I just hope that it. I just hope it doesn't make it in. That's my take, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and yeah, less than a week to Scarlet and Violet. Here it comes, baby. Bye bye.